Hello everybody and welcome back to Firefield Junction, and today we're looking at another loco, and as we can see, yes, we finally got one of them. We've got one of the brand new GBRF Class 50s by Hornby here. As we can see, this one's 50049 and it's called Defiance. As we can see, if we just zoom in, you can see the nameplate there, Defiance. Now obviously these models, they've been out for a little while now, but I've only just managed to get my hands on one. Very glad to finally have it on the layout. I will be getting the other one, which is 50007 /50014. I'll definitely be getting that one as well at some point in the future, but I decided to go for this one first, as I suppose this is my favourite of the two, I reckon. So yeah, it's a Class 50, as we can see. It's in the GBRF livery, quite a striking livery in my opinion, by Hornby obviously. If we look at the end of the box, we can see GBRF Class 50 Coco, which is the wheel arrangement, Defiance number 50049, and it's DCC ready, which is really good. Also, obviously, I need to fit a DCC chip to this to run it on my layout. Well, I don't have to. I can run DC on my layout, but I pretty much only run DC on my layout when I'm running in a DC loco such as this one. So we'll be running her on DC to start with, to run her in. But then, at some point in the video, I'll probably show you how to fit a DCC chip to her. But to be honest, that'll be quite daunting for me as well, as this is the first Class 50 I've ever had. So that'll be interesting as well. But yeah, the Class 50 by Hornby, absolutely fantastic model. I have seen a few reviews on them, and they do look absolutely fantastic. If we look on the back of the box, we can see, I don't know what the RA6 stands for, so if you know what the RA6 stands for, then let me know down below. And then we've got some information about the Class 50, and then at least down here we've got, on this paragraph here, we've got some information about this particular model. And then we've got the, it looks like the drawing dates for the Class 50, 2004. That says there, so I'm guessing maybe that's when Hornby first started doing premium Class 50s or something. I could be wrong. But anyway, I think what we need to do is get the model out. So typical Hornby packaging, it's not too bad, it's pretty good. It's what we're used to. We've got the block of ice, so let's just slide the model out, and we can see there we've got some detailing, including some couplings and what look like the snowplows. I'm surprised the snowplows didn't come fitted to standard on this model, because this model does have the snowplows and the 50007 doesn't. So at some point I'll probably have to fit I'll definitely have to fit those. But I probably won't do it to start with. So just put the logo to one side. I'll have a look at this first. So obviously we've got the typical instructions and everything here. So Class 50, I haven't got a first set of instructions I got for these. It's typical stuff, sort of general operation and maintenance, fitting the chip, lubrication, removing body, everything like that. So if we just have a look inside, yeah, just what I thought it would be. Working louvres. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, I don't know. You can see DCC ready 2016 onwards. Oh yes, because I'm pretty sure the models from 2016 onwards have different circuit boards to the older ones. And we can see body removal, which is just 4 clips, I believe. But I think you have to remove one of the detailings first to remove the body. I could be wrong. And then we've got lubrication. So yeah, very important. I'll probably have a look through those later. But then we've got the logo itself. Oh, it's quite nerve-wracking, this. Get her out, so the block of ice is quite a tight fit. There we go. And then we've got the detailing here. So just have a quick look at this. So yeah, it looks like, so we've got the snowplows, got some couplings, and I think those are some little tools there. I think they were actually in the instructions with the grills on the side. Here, I think those might be little tools maybe to remove them or something. Something like that. Maybe what it looks like we've also got some extra sort of detailing, such as cables and everything. That's good. Just put those to one side. Then if we just lift this up, try to be really careful because I don't want to damage anything. Oh dear. We've got a buffer there. That's not good. Not a good start. And yes, I can see where that goes. It goes on that end there. That's not a very good start. And I believe I'm not the only one to have had these sort of issues. So what I might do quickly is I'll end the video for a second here, and I might just try and fix that buffer back on, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, hello everybody, welcome back, and I'm going to be quite honest here. I'm not incredibly happy with this model right now. I've managed to put the buffers back on, but they're still not glued on. As far as I can tell, none of them are glued on, and they honestly probably never were glued on, or they weren't glued on properly. I have managed to fit one of the couplings at least, which is good. So at least it can haul some of my stock now. But I also tried. I also had a go at fitting the snow plows, and the snow plows don't even go on properly because, as far as I can tell, the holes that are in the buffer beam are the wrong size, and that's not good either. But to be honest, overall, apart from that, she's not too bad. Although, to be honest, one thing else I did find out is that the body doesn't actually sit on this model, on this loco properly either, because the body feels loose. So that's not incredibly good either. But apart from that, well, actually no. To be honest, there's even more issues than that. One other thing that a lot of people have pointed out is that the blue and the orange are the wrong colours. They're the wrong shade. The blue should be darker, I believe, as should the orange. So, yeah, Hornby's quality control this year for a lot of their models, I find, well, not all of them have been in my opinion, but yeah, overall I find that a lot of Hornby's quality control this year hasn't been very good. And to be honest, there isn't really an incredibly good excuse for that. And I suppose, I know with the world situation right now, like maybe it could be, but it's still not brilliant. To have this many issues on a model, on a brand new model especially, just isn't good. One thing I'm quite annoyed about is that I can't even glue the buffers back on because I don't even have the correct kind of glue to hand to be able to glue them back on. Luckily, they should be okay for now, because they do sort of clip back in, but they're still quite loose. But at least they are sprung. That's a good thing. The doors do open, but they feel pretty flimsy. But at least they do open. You've got handrails down the side, which are separately fitted, I believe. End frame detail on the bogies isn't too bad. All of the wheels are driven. She has got working lights, which is good, so we can see those working later. Overall, the livery application, apart from the incorrect colours, is good. We can see the nameplate there. I don't actually believe she comes with separate etched nameplates, which isn't very good, because on other models that have been released this year, they've come with nameplates, so there's no excuse really why these haven't. You can see the number there, and then the other end, one of the buffers is slightly wonky there, we go. We can see the coupling there, it is an M coupling, and it is loco mounted, but to be honest, I don't really like couplings like this, because even just fitting that coupling was quite daunting, because I'm worried I'm going to snap the NEM pocket off. There isn't an incredibly large amount holding that on. I don't even know if that bogie should be that loose, but I'll find out later when we put it on the track. We can see some of the underframe detail there. Some of it is painted, which is good. It's not all one separate. It's not all one colour. And we can see the grills there, and we can see through them, which is good. And then on the roof, we can see there's not a huge amount of roof detail. But if we go to this end, we can see we've got a grill there, which is a proper sort of etched grill, and we can see the fan underneath. It's not motor driven. On the older versions, I believe it is, but on these newer versions, in the past 4 years or so, the fans aren't motor driven. But overall, she's okay. She's not okay, but she's not brilliant. She's definitely not brilliant. With the amount of issues that this model has, it really should be better than what it is, especially with the buffers and everything. That shouldn't, like those buffers, they should be glued on properly. They shouldn't have fallen off. One thing that you might have noticed or not, I don't know, is one of the details that you actually get factory supplied is a cable that sort of runs from here, fixes on top of here, and obviously there's one on each end, and those were actually the buffers. The buffers that that cable goes around were the two that actually fell off. So I've actually fully removed those cables because I find that they just play havoc with the buffer, if I'm honest. So I've removed them and I've thrown those away, and you're probably going to have a go at me for that, but at least they're out of the way of the buffers, because they were bent out of shape and everything anyway, so they'd already had it really. But I suppose what we need to do is put her on the track and see how she runs, and hopefully she'll run well. Okay, so here we are out, so let's just put the loco on. It's quite a lot of wheels to get lined up. There we are, she's on. And hopefully the buffers won't fall off when she's running around, but they shouldn't do. There we are. Right, let's see if she works firstly. Ooh, that was very smooth. A little bit groany, but she is new. She does need running in. And the other way. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's not bad for a brand new model. The tail lights are pretty rubbish, if I'm honest. You can't really see them. That's if she does have tail lights. Oh yeah, she does. But you can't really see them very well. But yeah, that's not bad. I am using the standard Hornby DC controller to run her in, which is why she's making the sort of noise she is. But it's not an issue with the motor or anything. It's just sort of how locos sound with this kind of controller. But anyway, I think what I need to do is get her running in. So I'll run her for about 20 to 25 minutes in each direction, maybe half an hour in each direction. Get her nicely warmed up, get everything properly lubricated and bedded in and everything. Then we'll fit a DCC chip to her. So let's get her running in. So go 50% speed is perfect really. Now, despite the issues that we found at the start, her mechanism's brilliant. She's running really well. There's no horrible noises coming from her. So what I'll do now is I'll leave her running for about sort of 25 minutes in each direction, something like that. And then once she's nicely run in, we'll open her up, we'll have a good look at the mechanism, and we'll fit a DTC chip to her. So I'll leave you with a few running shots, and then we'll come back later after she's finished running in.